Springfield, Missouri is the son of Spring Hill, Massachusetts, and Fieldtown, Ohio.
Live to a hard drive from the 16th floor of the Hammond's Tower. You're listening to Springfood, America's #1 podcast about restaurants in Springfield, Missouri.
That's right.
My name is Andy Carr.
And I'm Dan Howell, joining you today on video.
Oh, yeah.
As always.
Live.
Live.
We're doing it live.
That's right. Just like Mr. O'Reilly said. We're doing it live.
Mr. O'Reilly, you're talking about O'Reilly Motors, Dan?
Yeah, when he freaked out on the car line and was like trying to introduce a Sting song or something, and then started screaming about how he'd do it live.
One of my friends was just telling me that he used to work at SRC. Mm-hmm. They do manufacturing, and they would pause every day at noon because some radio station would play. It's not called Proud to be an American, but
Sure.
They would stop and they would put their hands over their hearts and listen to Proud to be an American.
I mean, I thought that our podcast was the only one who does that. But turns out that SRC was way ahead of us on that one. Speaking of pausing,
Yeah.
something we can't do.
No, we can't do it. We're live.
Joining folks live on the internet today to see our wonderful bodies.
And they're so good.
Oh, they're so good.
Trust me, I see it every day, multiple
my
times
goodness.
some days. I know what you're all looking at.
Uh-huh.
Whew, yeah. Let's just give them a good look there, Dan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to get into my podcast recording stance, which is fully open in the nether regions to just let it all really pour out from the root chakra.
But yeah, since we're live, I already had to make some adjustments.
Wow.
No, I've ruined it already. Levels are weird. Who knows?
Yeah.
This could go badly. Maybe it's already going badly. I don't know. Do you know? Do you all know?
I mean, if
Tell us in the chat.
if the
How's it
history of
going?
our podcast is any indicator, yes, it is already going badly because we are 5 minutes in. So yeah, I think it's pretty well tanked so far.
The training wheels are off, Dan.
They sure are.
No editing. What am I going to do?
Wow. I mean, let's get some A's in the chat to please encourage Andy to edit very well. A for Andy.
Oh.
E for edit as well. That all works. Just don't put a D in the chat because that's going to be for Danny.
Anyway, Dan, how's it going tonight?
Oh, wow, Andy. I just got off work at the old pepper mill.
Mm-hmm. You're the smell tester.
Well, no. I used to be the smell tester until I did develop a bit of a deviated septum from getting the peppercorns just a little too close there and getting them all the way up in the nasal cavities.
It takes real effort to deviate a septum. You were really going for it.
Oh, hey, I was sniffing those peppercorns like there was no tomorrow, Andy. But a lot of folks don't know this. Pepper is mined in a similar way to salt. It actually starts out as big peppercorns, kind of yoga ball size.
Yeah.
And then those are crunched down. Generally we have a chain gang come in to crunch those down and kind of hit them with their pickaxes rhythmically, as they do. And then those become the tiny little peppercorns that go, of course, in your pepper grinder.
You hit them to the rhythm of Courtesy the Red, White, and Blue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what other rhythm?
That comes out
I
at
know no other
12:05.
rhythm, Andy. I know no other rhythm. We hit those, and, once we're all done, we gather up the peppercorns and put them into pepper pots.
Wait, Iron Man's wife?
I don't know what that means, Andy. I'm more of a fan of the works of Fellini. And who else?
Name
is smart?
one Fellini film.
You got any movie books over there on your freaking bookshelf?
Nope.
Oh, one Fellini film, of course. The film named after the amount of toes I have.
Dolce Vita? Your toes are made of milk?
I think it was 8.5.
Yeah, I know. Also, dolce does not mean milk. Dolce means milk in a different language.
Yeah. Andy, how are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, Dan.
Full of dolce?
Yeah, full of dolce.
That's 5 p.m., so surely you've had your daily servings of dolce.
Is it 5 p.m.? I've not been keeping track.
It's 6 p.m.
All I've been
actually.
doing is thinking about when we're going to be airing live, Dan.
Oh, wow. And that reminds me actually that I do have my clock set to a different time because of my international girlfriend. We both have international.
I'm sorry, what?
We both have international girlfriends, Andy. So surely this is a thing that you struggle with as well. Sometimes you don't know what time it is whenever you're recording.
I mean,
live to the internet.
We can definitely talk about this.
Uh-huh.
The time change last weekend.
Uh-huh.
And we were really excited.
Yeah. I bet.
Because it makes a real difference when you're 13 hours apart versus 14.
Nice.
It really does.
That's great.
You get an extra hour of cogent thought during the day. I mean, I get that from her. She never gets that from me.
Yeah, I'm just like, I tap out in half an hour of cogent thought per day anyway. So really that extra hour there on daylight savings time isn't going to do me any good. But yeah, that's great, Andy. You can get a little extra hour on the Zoom.
Hey, tell us in the chat, daylight savings time or standard? What's your preference?
Yeah, sound off in the chat.
No podcast has ever talked about that before.
Yeah, hit us with the DLST if you love daylight savings time, and just a singular S in the chat if you're for standard. No variance on any of those. We want to be able to tabulate these at the end of the episode.
SRC for life. SRC for life says...
You know what I'm seeing?
Whichever one makes noon come sooner.
Okay.
So they just want to sing that song, I think is what they're going for.
What song? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The song. Wow, you're just full of callbacks today. I'm
trying.
noticing, not from the chat, but just from the couch here, Andy, it seems as if I'm a big fat guy. I never look at myself on the camera. I'm looking at myself over here, and I know I realize I have a very sexy body. And
I'm sorry to to correct you.
No, please.
I think you're a bit of a little fat guy.
Wow. I would hate to see a big fat guy. No, I just couldn't help but noticing.
Sure.
And I've noticed some of the chat remarking on that as well. And thank you guys.
Calm it down there.
No, it's fine. Keep it up.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's always in the context of, very sexy large man.
Listen, if you think I'm a big fat guy, hit us with a BFT. BFG.
BFT?
Hit us with the BFG in the chat. Hit us with the BFT
giant.
if you did like what I said the first time.
Are you the BFG now? But big friendly giant? Is that you?
Ooh, wow. Let's see. My creator is a notable anti-Semite.
Ooh.
It's a Roald Dahl joke. For all the folks that it doesn't mean that the chat got it, Andy.
Okay.
You got to think about the chat.
Yeah, I'm really wishing I had those editing scissors already.
Well,
hard for me to let go of control.
Too bad you don't.
Yeah.
Too bad there's no editing this bad boy. Andy, did we get to how you're doing?
Who cares? I'm great. I'm feeling great. I'm looking forward to this all week. Really. Love hanging out with you. Love doing something good. We can get to what we're doing and for whom we're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Wow.
I was going to say in a little bit we can do
Seems
it right
like
now.
a good as time as any.
I'm remembering that we were supposed to thank Kevin and Matt. They were going to throw to us, and then we were supposed to say thanks.
Wow. Then in that case, thank you. What'd you say?
Kevin and Matt.
Kevin and Mark. The whole thing is fantastic. We're glad to be here.
Now it's clear who organized our appearance on the telethon tonight.
I think
Kevin Tillery Night Live.
I think if anybody is familiar with our show even a little bit, they're familiar with who organized our appearances.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you to those gentlemen for inviting us to be a part of this. We have really made an effort in the past to bring attention to what the Southwest Missouri Solidarity Project is doing, and this is just another one of those chances. So Anything you want to say about that, Dan?
I love the Southwest Missouri Solidarity Project. Got my name in a raffle for this very telethon, Andy, and I really hope I get that T-shirt. Yeah, I love them. I love the stuff that they're doing out there. And I love that our dumb little podcast, which we've been doing for almost 2 years now, Andy. Yeah. I love that it can...
I'm sorry. Did you say almost 2 years?
Almost. Well, you know.
Dan, it has been 2.5.
That does not mean almost 2. So 3.5 isn't almost 3. It's only 0.5 over 3. I don't think you have to be approaching a number, you don't have to be coming before the number to be almost that number.
This is reminding me that we didn't tell people what this is, which was this thing we said we're going to do first.
That's right.
This is Springfood Mo, which is, in fact, I guess I did do it when I said it's America's #1 podcast about restaurants in Springfield, Missouri. We're a podcast every single week. We review a restaurant in Springfield. We've been doing it for 2 decimal years, Dan
Almost
said.
2 years.
We have somehow not missed a week. This is week 143. And I believe at this point we have something like 13 left. We're ending it this summer. Sweet, merciful death.
Oh, yeah.
To this podcast.
That's right. Put us out of our misery.
But before we ended, we had some places we had to cover. And one of those places, WF Cody's, Dan.
Oh, and the WFCs are going off in the chat, Andy. Oh, my goodness. Just exploding with fervor for WF Cody's.
Exploding with fervor.
That's right.
Well, I have a lot of questions to ask you. I really just have one. You know what I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask about your history with it. But you know what? Why don't we learn about the actual history of WF Cody's right now?
H is in the chat.
WF Cody's opened in 1979, making it Springfield, Missouri's second longest-running bar and grill, meaning a business that is primarily a bar but also has food. Only Pappy's Place on Main Street is older. Snooty Springfield restaurant history buffs out there are probably yelling at me right now about how Lindbergh's Tavern is older than both Cody's and Pappy's. Well, first of all, I can't hear you. That's not how podcasts work. Put down the history books and pick up a computer's book, you dunces. Second of all, sure, the Lindbergh's building was first home to a bar over 100 years ago, but that building housed a bunch of other businesses during its time, and the Lindbergh's business there today has nothing to do with any of the others that came before it. Unlike Pappy's Place, which has been Pappy's Place since 1971, and unlike WF Cody's, the doors of which first opened just a few years after that in 1979. Not 1975, which the menu at Cody's says for some reason. We'll get to that later, maybe. WF Cody's is named for William Frederick Buffalo Bill Cody, a fact I did not put together until writing this segment. I had just thought it was the name of the owner of the bar. Buffalo Bill Cody is not to be confused with Wild Bill Hickok, the notorious 19th century outlaw who famously shot a man dead in a duel in Springfield Town Square in 1865. No, Buffalo Bill is a different person. He lived around the same time, though, from 1846 to 1917. Despite not being named Wild, it seems that Buffalo Bill did live a wild life. I did extensive research on him and discovered that he was an Army Scout, Pony Express rider, ranch hand, wagon train driver, town developer, railroad contractor, bison hunter, fur trapper, gold prospector, and a showman. The showman career brought Buffalo Bill to Springfield in the year 1900. I could tell you more about that, but it sounds like that show was super racist, so I'm not gonna. At any rate, about, 79 years later, a man named Ed McClung thought WF Cody was an interesting enough dude to get a bar and grill named after him. Ed McClung graduated in 1973 from what was then known as Southwest Missouri State University with a bachelor's degree in economics and business. He worked a variety of food service jobs during his school years, and once he finally left that life, he swore he'd never return. However, Ed must have gotten sick of the office-bound lifestyle of an insurance agent because only a few years passed before he got back into the restaurant game, as well as put that fancy business degree to use when he opened W.F. Cody's on East Sunshine in 1979. If press from those early days is to be believed, W.F. Cody's was known as a great place for rootin', tootin', bootin', and scootin'. That's right, even though today Cody's is known more as a kind of hillbilly biker bar, it used to be a full-on country saloon, complete with copious cowboy hats and classic western music blasting from a jukebox. There used to be a cowboy hat integrated into the business's logo even. From the very beginning, though, the main draw was the burgers. Huge, fat, fresh burgers, handmade to order. No double burgers allowed either, just single, massive slabs of beef. A small patty at W.F. Cody's was and is half a pound, while the big ones can weigh as much as 1 1/4 pounds. Those big fat fatties take a long time to cook, 30 minutes or more, as stated on the menu, but fortunately, W.F. Cody's has always had some trusty televisions to watch, usually tuned to whatever sport happens to be airing when you're there. Ed McClung ran W.F. Cody's for 30 years. He had other projects along the way, though. An avid outdoorsman and rodeo fiend, Ed worked for various organizations to get more people involved in paddling and local rodeo events. He also did advocacy work on behalf of his bartender association to educate bartenders on how best to prevent patrons from driving drunk. In the 1980s, Ed started building log homes. He got so good at it that he started a second business where he sold, designed, and constructed log homes for people, even working on some projects with square footages upwards of 5,000, the log home equivalent of a 20-ounce burger patty. This guy just didn't do small. In 1999, after 30 years, Ed McClung sold W.F. Cody's to a man named Larry Iverson. Larry had moved to Springfield from Colorado Springs to be nearer to his daughter, who already lived here. Larry wound up running another bar as well, a place called The Watering Hole that was out on East Division. He also opened a Southside W.F. Cody's on East Republic near Fremont, and the two spots ran concurrently until the Southside one closed up a few years back. Larry Iverson's run at W.F. Cody's ended tragically on May 7th of 2013 when he was killed in a motorcycle wreck here in town. Larry had only recently become a motorcycle rider. He just obtained his license the previous month. Cody's employees remember Larry as surly and affable. He'd hang out and chat with regulars, drink beer, and play pool as if he weren't the guy that owned the place. To this day, there's a burger on the menu named in honor of Larry Iverson. The Larry Burger, a signature Cody's half-pounder with cheese, bacon, and a fried egg. After the accident in 2013, W.F. Cody's stayed in the Iverson family. Larry Iverson's daughter, Tanya Iverson, took over, and she still runs Cody's today with her mom, Candace. 2021 will mark 42 years of W.F. Cody's, making it, yes, the second longest running bar and restaurant in Springfield. I've made it this long without using the word dive, but W.F. Cody's is a dive. Maybe it wasn't always a dive, but it's been a dive for as long as I remember. So, what makes this dive different than all the other ones in town? What makes a dive stick around for over half a century? That's the question we, here at Springfood Mo, America's #1 podcast about restaurants in Springfield, Missouri, now and forever, don't even try to displace us, are here to try and answer tonight.
Play funeral in my room, walk the first time through. Somehow that felt right, I could never explain why. The reminder scored the high.
Wow, what a banger of a tune to close out that segment.
Oh my goodness.
Real good.
Oh, that whenever I hear a song like that live, Andy, I have a trouble. keeping my little bottom planted here in the seat. As you could probably tell, listeners, of course, were treated to the wonderful video history that you produced this week. And let's get some V's in the chat for the video. And it got to that last song, and I mean, you could tell I could just barely contain myself, Andy. It's a real rumpus rocker, and that's from the Andy,
Huh?
It's your band.
Yeah, it's my band, Sister City.
Oh, so
I wanted to use music that I had permission to use, and there's only one person that would, create dumb enough to give me permission to use their music in that segment. So,
I'm just glad that you didn't go with any of your new reggaeton stuff. The Andy's Big Booty Sound System, Rump Shakers edition.
all songs inspired by you, buddy.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it, Andy.
WF Cody.
Wow.
So, how'd you been?
I have been to WF Cody's. I'm going to say one time. I think I've been one time. Had to have been a decade ago. Had to have been whenever I was working at Kmart. R.I.P. Let's get an R.I.P. in the chat for Kmart, please. Rest up, Kmart, please.
I hate what I just did with my hand. I really hate it.
Well, too bad you can't cut it.
Let's not ever do this again.
I think I've only been there once, played some pool, might have gotten some food. Don't really remember it all that well. What's your history with WF Cody's, Andy? And I'm not talking about that wonderful history segment.
I worked real hard on that.
You did. It's one of my favorite history segments you've ever done.
When you saw it, you were like, wow, why didn't we do this every week? And I was like, oh yeah, why didn't we do this every week? It's because it took like 5 hours to put the video together.
Well, surely it'll be the best part of the video episode.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah. Oh, by the way, I do want to thank Arl Stein for helping with the editing and also for running the switcher back there. Arl's gonna post some photos. Arl.
Aural.
Yeah, we took
Stein.
photos of the food
Got
we
it.
ate this week, and Arl's gonna show you some pictures of those.
Wow.
During the episode.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Dan, I had been to WF Cody's twice that I remember. I've heard about it my whole life. I always heard it's a pretty gnarly bar.
Me too.
I've been there on 2 different dates. Both of them were uncomfortable. The first one, the woman did not want to be there after we walked in, so it was uncomfortable for that reason.
Sure.
The second one, the second one, the woman did not want to be on a date with me, and that's why it was uncomfortable. Yeah. So, understandable.
2 sides of the same coin there.
But I went once this week to do takeout, and you picked us up some takeout right before.
Sure did.
You showed up here tonight as we just waited for our cue to go on. So we just sat there and. We don't really talk that much off mic.
Well,
just
you
kinda
had your
stared.
pre-show routine. 10 300-pound deadlifts.
Yeah.
And then you called it a hearty toilet. You said you had to do toilet. You had to do a hearty toilet, which I don't know what that means. You certainly did not go into the bathroom here at the tower. Care to elaborate?
Like Tom Hardy.
Okay.
I just go to the bathroom and yell in a weird voice.
Yeah.
That's how I prepare for the show.
It's just an intense performance. Hey, I mean, it's working already, Andy.
Yeah.
I can tell in your performance here tonight. Yeah,
I'm in this.
It's Hardy-esque.
Hardy-esque. So let's talk about the atmosphere at WF Cody's. Like you went in twice.
I did.
It's weirdly clean. Like it's got this dive bar reputation, but it was kind of pristine in there. It's almost like has the affect of a dive bar, but almost like chain restaurant cleanliness is the impression that I got. Any different from what you got?
No, I observed the same thing. Just I don't know. Whenever I walk into a bar like this, I just think about wood. It's just there's so much wood. Like it's a big wooden bar and everything seems to just be made of wood. I guess I don't normally comment on the materials that the restaurant is made of, but this place just seemed very wooden on the inside. I'll tell you one thing, really made me miss going to bars. Like it's such a bar.
Yeah.
I for as like kind of iconic as I had heard their food was, it is truly it's a bar with a bunch of TVs in it and a pool table, or maybe two.
Brick walls. Got some brick walls in there.
And you're sure those aren't made of wood?
I mean, no, I'm not.
I've been fooled before.
There's some wood bricks right there. You just can't see them.
Yeah.
Famously, the Hammond's Tower is mostly made of wood bricks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I guarantee you probably haven't been up close to it. You can go up and touch it. It's like, that's wood, and those are bricks.
Yeah. Big fire hazard, that tower, this tower.
So when I went into WF Cody's, I was immediately, I really loved what I saw, Dan.
Sure.
There was a gentleman.
People not wearing masks.
Oh yeah. Right. We can get into that also. I was the only one except for the woman who checked me out.
Sure.
And she pulled it off to talk to me. So, hey, I'm vaccinated halfway.
Hey,
so
look at you.
my chances are better than they've ever been to
Wow.
not get sick, which is great. There was a gentleman hunched over a table there by himself, just all the way over his food, eating it.
Sure.
And I'm not shaming this person. I'm sure I look the exact same way. But this gentleman was wearing overalls with no shirt underneath.
Oh,
just full on, elbows out, munching down.
I just want to reach that point someday where I can rock the overalls with nothing underneath them, Andy. That's it seems like you saw a true king.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
I was
what you saw.
jealous.
Did you get an eye on what he was eating?
No, I didn't.
Because it seems like that's what you should have ordered.
I was too busy staring at those pits.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Mom. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like that word.
Pits?
Nope.
Yeah, that's the pits, isn't it?
There were also four very elder gentlemen there, telling each other some lies real loud.
Sure.
Just, what old men do. They just lie to each other.
Oh yeah.
And if they weren't lies, they were sure trying to make them sound like lies. And just as loud as they possibly could, needed everybody else in the bar to know who caught which fish on which day and how big it was and how it was bigger than the other guy in the boat and all that.
One of these guys, Ryan Sala?
No.
Big fish guy.
He loves fishing. I
He
know
does.
that. Yeah, Instagram. I used to see that stuff on the Instagram a lot. The Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Dan, so that's the inside.
Sure.
I know there's more. Like, there's more space that you can go. I think they might have expanded it some over the years, but I didn't see anything like that in the research that I did. Did you ever go to the South Side one when it was open?
No.
I didn't either. Not really interested. Didn't have the seedy vibe to it. Just mentally didn't have the seediness of that Eastern Springfield one. Dark place. Eastern Springfield.
If I had to compare the inside of this place to one place we have visited on the show before, for longtime listeners, they'll know this. Probably anybody else may not even recognize it as a real restaurant, but reminded me of the Drunken Monkey, Andy, but much cleaner.
Yes. Drunken Monkey has so much more character.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Are they still around?
Yes. Yeah. I have a reason to drive by every now and again because I like to go there. No, I haven't been since we went. But no, there's still cars in the lot at least.
Thanks.
But yeah, WF Cody's. I guess we should get into that food, Dan.
Let's do
Unless
it,
you got
Andy.
anything else you think we should talk about first?
That's what the show's all about.
Oh.
Let's get some F's in the chat for food. Or if you think we're doing poorly, just throw some more F's up in the chat, baby.
All right, Dan. Let's start with some apps.
Let's do
Did
it.
you try any apps?
I tried one non-French fry app, Andy.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Those would be the jalapeno poppers. Very standard, possibly food service. But gotta say, super crispy, guys. Don't normally get to do this, but I'd say they were about yay big. And the chat is just going off right now.
Wow.
They've never seen me describe how big something was on the show with my fingers, Andy.
It's so big. And you can see your wildly double jointed, your quadruple jointed fingers when you're doing it.
I mean, I don't know that you could see my double jointed fingers, but for those interested who are watching the video screen, they can see my double jointed fingers here. Jesus.
Don't move the couch while you do it. All right. Once you get those in profile, that's incredible stuff. Incredible stuff.
And for the audience at home, I did just try to talk into my beer as if it was the microphone that I set on the couch behind me.
How'd it taste? Pretty hoppy?
Oh, wow. Delicious all-day IPA microphone I'm talking into here. These were your standard jalapeno poppers. Like I said, probably food service, cream cheese rather than the yellow American in these bad boys, which I wish that there was a name to differentiate those two jalapeno poppers because they're so different, you know?
Yeah.
You get that yellow cheese in there versus the cream cheese. They need two separate names.
Just name it by the type of cheese. American jalapeno poppers and cheddar jalapeno poppers? Pepper jack jalapeno poppers?
Sound off in the chat on if you think Andy's idea is any good at all.
Only Borson for me. Need those Borson jalapeno poppers.
Wow.
French.
Still a big jalapeno popper guy, but it's gotta be French.
How do you say jalapeno in French?
I'll let the chat sound off on that one. I thought that these were perfectly fine. So some of the better jalapeno poppers we've done for the show. I don't know if we've ever had a jalapeno popper on the show that wasn't delicious.
Turns out,
and wasn't just frozen and fried right there.
Yeah, breaded pepper with cheese is good. Hard to mess that up.
Yeah. What kind of apps did you get into, Andy?
I tried a few different things, Dan. I tried a salad. I don't know why I did this. I saw it on the menu. I was like, I don't try salad that often. I believe
I got the wedge salad whenever we went to Schultz and Dooley's, an equally bad idea.
How'd you know it was bad? Oh, got it. Bad idea.
Well, jury's still out on that.
This was the best salad I've ever had, Dan.
Wow, Andy.
No, it was not. House salad, lettuce, a few slices of carrot and red onion. Finally, grated cheap yellow cheese and chunks of really good red tomato. However, I took about 2 or 3 bites, and I can tell you that it tasted like a dull bag salad, but got a bite of something.
Or a dole?
Dole. Also dull.
Okay.
Took a bite, Dan, and just had the most rancid taste in my mouth. There was something rotted. Something had gone bad in there. I couldn't finish it. Had to rinse my mouth out multiple times and brush my teeth.
Cool.
To get it out of there.
Wow, I don't know that we have had anything on the show that made you brush your teeth afterwards.
Nope. This is an outlier. It was only one bite, and I was trying to track it down. Like I went through, and I was getting little bites of different stuff so I could figure out what component was making it taste so terrible. But it was just an outlier. There's no way that was normal. It was just something that happened to me. Like I rooted around trying to figure out what it was. Wasn't anything I listed. I think maybe I got a piece of rotten lettuce. Sure. Something like that.
On the plus side, you brushed your teeth for the first time. So, I'm sure you had to go to the store and grab a brush.
Now, this was also the last thing I tried.
Oh,
I forgot that I'd gotten it. I forgot that I'd gotten it. Well. And I had just set it aside. It's like, okay, after I finish half the burger or whatever, it's like, I guess I'll try this. So fortunately, it didn't ruin the rest of my meal.
Oh, well, you got to eat the salad whenever it's piping hot out the oven.
Oh, don't eat.
I do.
All right. I also tried some potato skins.
Wow.
Potato skins. Huge fan of these. We tried them at the Dugout, I think 2 years ago or something like that. And I really love those.
Some of the best tater skins around.
Just really like potato skins as an app generally. An order of these comes with 6, so 1.5 potatoes died for your pleasure. The fallen tubers are quartered and hollowed out, having their insides filled with cheese and topped with crumbled bacon. See, if we were doing this not live, I could just redo that.
Sure.
And edit it in like I didn't mess up that line I was so proud of.
Fallen tubers.
Some places might give you some chives or green onions on top, maybe some white onions. Not this place. No non-tuber vegetables to speak of. These look like they were probably good when they were freshly made, but they'd pretty clearly been sitting out for a while. And I don't mean in the takeout box. They were room temp. They had no Christmas or crunch whatsoever. Totally soft. Just totally soft, Dan. Cheese had been melted, but was no longer what you'd consider melty. It had returned to a fully solid form.
Oh, yeah.
By
Been
the
there
time
with
it
some
reached
tater
my
skins
mouth.
before.
No seasoning on this thing either. And that's going to be a running theme here. You just get the flavors of the three components. And fortunately, the bacon's pretty salty, so it adds some good flavor in addition to the fatty cheese and hearty potato. This is weirdly dry. Like, this is an app with bacon and cheese from a dive bar. Where's the grease? That's what my note says. And there's no question marks. There's actually 2 exclamation points on that.
Right.
Dan.
Yeah.
Look, I love potatoes. I love the skin of potatoes, so I really like this. I enjoyed eating it, but it's the most basic, low-effort version of a potato skin you can make. I could do a better version of this in my home without even looking at a recipe. I just would do it by buying better ingredients.
Sure.
And eating it fresh. Again, didn't dislike it. Just was cold and not that great, but I still like potatoes and cheese, so it was okay. If I was like out drinking and having a good time, not making a woman uncomfortable.
Okay. It doesn't sound likely. So in this fantasy scenario that you've created.
Those are 2 very specific situations. Anyway, Dan, did not care for that. So obviously, I think we should just save burgers for last.
Sure.
We both had burgers on our own this week, and then we tried a couple non-burger entrees right before we started broadcasting live here today.
Well, while we're live here on the, cold, unseasoned potato front, I say we go ahead and get into these fries, Andy.
Why not? I think we should.
Now,
I think it's a good idea.
My main experience with WF Cody's is hearing my dad talk about it pretty much my entire life, which, visiting a couple times this week, I definitely understand a little more why. And that is because my dad, who, of course, is still with us, he's a lovely man, back in the 1970s, geez, must have been after 1979, because that's when they opened, he was a bit of, what would you call it? An alcoholic, Andy.
Oh, okay.
So he definitely talked up WF Cody's a lot and loved to talk about how great their burgers and fries were. So me being the little dummy I am, I pretty much take anything that my beautiful Poppy says as fact for the rest of my life. So I had it drilled in my brain for some reason that WF Cody's had the best fries in town. I'm pretty sure I've told this to people before. I've told them that I hear from very smart sources that WF Cody's fries are the best you can get in town.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, maybe after, say, and I don't know, I can't speak to what
Can't speak.
I can speak. Just going down to Scully's or City Music. I would say that a good helping of Jack Daniels would probably help these fries go down a little bit, because without them, they're no good, Andy. They're no good at all.
They're certainly not.
They look really good.
They do. They look awesome.
They got a
look
great
really
look
great.
to them.
They look like unseasoned Wingstop fries. Would you
Clearly
agree?
hand cut.
Yeah. That's probably the most positive thing I have to say about them is the fact that they're hand cut. See if you agree with my impressions here, Dan.
Please, Andy.
These fries taste like the 4th of July to me. No, they don't taste like freedom ringing throughout the land.
Sure.
They taste like fries made by my grandpa out in his backyard. And a little fry daddy he bought in 1972. Cooking them in the same grease he just used to cook the fish. And when they're done, he throws in a bowl lined with paper towels, no salt or anything, just fried sticks of potato.
Sure.
And then your younger cousin finally lets you out of a headlock, which is humiliating because she's 12 and you're 24.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go eat some fries together, and you swat the flies away from your cornbread. Anyway, WF Cody's fries are a pretty good version of a soft, unseasoned fry. They're
Fries
like,
and cornbread. Seems pretty dry.
I mean, Grandpa's fries are not dry. They're very greasy. Kind of unlike these ones. They're very dry. They wrung every last bit of grease out of there. They're like salad soft, like fork food. Mm-hmm. The consistency was not very different from the salad that I ate later.
Sure.
They give real easy.
They look like there's going to be some crispy ones in there. You get some with the skin still on them.
There's
those
none.
little pointy guys. Great look to them.
Yeah, they look good.
Cannot stress enough how good these fries look to the eyes.
Yeah. They get 2 flavors. They got 2 flavors on there. That's potato and just a little bit of oil.
Sure.
That's it. If you like potatoes and you like them lukewarm, maybe try these out. But I can't believe this would be your dad's favorite fries. I guess just favorite place.
Honestly, I don't know. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm just speaking totally out of class here, and he hated the fries. But I'm pretty sure he's told me that they got the best fries in town.
Call him up.
Oh, believe me, his birthday's coming up, and we are going to have a word with him. And by we, I mean me, and by a word, I mean I'm going to give him a big hug and kiss because I love my daddy.
Did you kiss your dad?
Hey, yeah, sure.
Okay.
All the time.
I don't think I've done that since I was a kid.
Hey.
Should I do it? Is it fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Dan, let's get into this. Our non-burger sandwiches. I tried the Cody Blue.
Wow.
Which is a play on cordon bleu. And I tried it because in an article that was published in 1993, the owner, Ed McClung, was very proud of the fact that they'd recently added a non-burger sandwich to the menu, the first ever, and they've been around for like 14 years or something like that. Actually, I think maybe they added it in year 9, but he was very proud of this sandwich, so I tried it. The menu says ham, mozzarella, blue cheese dressing. And I can confirm that all that stuff is on this sandwich except for the blue cheese dressing.
Wow.
The blue part of the Cody Blue was missing. We got another real dry sandwich here.
So
half melted slice of mozzarella. I would say the ham was pretty good. It's pretty good ham. It's very thinly sliced but layered on top.
There's like 3 or 4 pieces of ham there.
Yeah. And just a grilled chicken breast. The chicken breast was cooked. It tasted like chicken breast.
What temp was it cooked to?
I would assume 165 or whatever the correct temp to cook chicken is.
Here's the thing, Andy. I picked this food up just right before I got here today. Joining the folks live here on the live stream. And when I called it in, Andy, I asked for the Cody Blue. You let me know that that's what you wanted, and they asked how I would like it cooked. So I kind of thought that maybe I had just read wrong, and the Cody Blue was some sort of burger. So I just said medium. Not sure if they cooked your chicken to medium.
Yeah.
Not sure what medium temp cooked chicken would be.
Little pink.
Little pink.
You little pink in the middle.
A little pink in the middle, a little gray on the outside. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that you did get a fully cooked piece of chicken breast there, Andy.
It's hilarious that they made a big deal. They didn't even make a big deal. It's funny that they asked you because when they asked me my burger, they did not follow the direction either. No,
really,
not at all. We'll get to it.
I also got a chicken sandwich, Andy.
I didn't like mine very much, Dan. I thought it was really bland. I did like the
dry.
ham, bland and dry. The cheese had not been melted all the way through. It was like half melted cheese. And I feel like if it gotten a little more melty, I would have had a little bit more variation of texture in there. But it was not that long of a drive because Dan really speeds in his car. We also have the warmer bags, so yeah, it wasn't a casualty of drive time or anything. It just was a pretty bland sandwich. I was not impressed.
No, and nor were the fries. I don't think. Yeah. I don't believe that the fries were crispy at any point. It is a.
I ate fries
factor.
in my car the first time,
sure,
and they were soft.
Yeah,
soft as a spaghetti.
Yeah, same experience I had.
Spaghetti.
Oh, also on this most recent order, you tried to order your fries. Chili cheese style, which they just didn't come on there. I also don't believe that we were charged for it.
I did that because I wanted to be able to say something positive about the fries. Chili cheese fries can be really good, even if they're soft, because the chili and the cheese permeates the fries, and that's just part of it. But I was trying to have a little mercy on this place, and it's been, around forever. And we're doing this big live show that people are going to watch. I wanted to be more positive.
Hey,
but they wouldn't let me. It's like they knew.
Chat, let us know. You want us to be a little more positive? Throw some P's up in the chat. You want us to be more negative? Throw an A up for Andy. Andy, my non-burger sandwich was the chicken BLT. Served on 2 fat slices of Texas toast.
This looked really good. I'll say mine looked really good also.
Yeah.
Both of these looked delicious.
I think everything here looks like exceptional bar food.
Yeah.
In fact, I think were I to eat any of this in the environment of an actual bar, just aesthetics alone, along with a beer
This
and
is
being
the
in
best
public.
fries in town. I gotta tell my sons.
Wow. It's like a generational memory I just had, Andy. You just took me back to a time before either of my brothers. Boy, can't drink anymore. Can't have another drink, or apparently his liver will just shut down. It's been like 30 years now.
Wow.
They say he just can't do it. Shout out Dad. Put some D's up in the chat for my dad.
Did your dad watch a lot of Twitch?
Yeah. Oh, he's streaming this on Twitch right now. He pays for the YouTube super comments.
Yeah.
And we're seeing those come up as well. And Dad, I thank you for your words of encouragement and your derogatory remarks towards my co-host Andy here.
He's saying, "Don't come to my house again."
Yeah.
I assume that's your dad. The screen name's just Dad. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's him. That's definitely him. I know my dad when I sees him. Andy got the chicken BLT. I got the chicken BLT. You didn't get it. I was just addressing you. This also had that same chicken breast on there, slice of tomato, slice of lettuce, 2 slices of lettuce maybe. And I'm going to say about 6 or 7 pieces of bacon. Just
Bacon?
bacon.
Did you take those bacons to the bank?
No, I don't have anything to do with the bank. I don't
Okay.
know why you would even mention
I'm
that.
sorry.
I work at the pepper mill. We break up the peppers. Oh, Andy had a lot of bacon on it. And that was probably what you were remarking on with how great it looked. Because their bacon up here, I think, is a real shining part of what they do. I think that they have some pretty awesome bacon. Mine tonight was unfortunately cooked a little soft for my liking, a little fatty. But I got a bacon on a entree that we'll discuss later that was cooked perfectly. This was also very dry. There just wasn't anything on it. It was served with the mayo packet and stuff. So little touch of mayo definitely helped it out. As did the mayo on my burger, which we'll get to later. But other than that, I didn't think that the chicken breast had really any flavor at all. I had a bite of just that chicken kind of aside from the rest of the sandwich, and I did not love it.
Yeah, it tastes like a cooked chicken breast, and that's it. No seasoning or anything.
It's got like some slight grill marks on it. It's got the color of the grill on there. It just
was
didn't seem to
definitely
pick up.
cooked. They really cooked it.
Now, and this is something we don't hit on enough on the show, Andy. 140 episodes, and you got to commend these guys for cooking this food.
They do cook it.
They cooked it all the way through in most cases.
Yeah.
Beyond the bacon there. The Texas toast, super soft. I would say WF Cody's French fries level of soft. A little crisp on that Texas toast, and it just wasn't happening in this case. Good looking sandwich. I don't know. It's, once again, if we're going off aesthetics, and I was able to be back in public and drinking a real cheap beer and maybe playing some pool, this it would probably double my enjoyment.
Yeah.
Of just about any food here, but particularly this sandwich, which I agree did look real good, but it didn't taste so hot.
Yep. Burger time, Dan.
Sure is.
Pretty sure I just made up that phrase.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You ever play Burger Time? The game?
Yeah.
I love
For
that
sure,
game.
it's a lot of fun.
It's such a good arcade
It
game.
didn't have a lot of staying power with me. And by that, I mean I didn't play it for very long. But just an immediate jolt of fun when you play it.
Sure.
For sure. It's not a game I ever wanted to beat.
Yeah, and really got me into kind of IRL, that's in real life, stepping on different pieces of burgers.
Speaking of which.
What, Andy, was your burger stepped on?
No. It was definitely not stepped on.
Wow.
It looked wonderful. It looked like it had definitely not been stepped on, and it was for sure cooked.
What'd you get?
I got the Western Burger.
Wow.
Dan. Half pound beef patty. I got the half pound version.
These all come in half pound or a pound.
Yeah.
Which apparently you're supposed to allow up to 30 minutes to cook.
At least 30 minutes, yeah. I kind of wish we'd have done that just for the stunt of having done it for the show, but that's so much beef. Half a pound is a lot of beef.
The half pound is a big old burger. These are not like smashed down in any way. This is like, I would describe it as a baseball. Like it's more of a ball than it is a disc.
Yeah. I got the Western Burger, which includes bacon, barbecue sauce, and it's bacon and barbecue sauce topped with onion ring and American cheese.
Wow.
I don't know. Saying it's topped with that, I don't know. The barbecue sauce seems like it's also a topping. Sorry to be pedantic about this, everyone. This is a serious issue. Really good bun. Thought the bun was delicious. Had a yellowish tint. Might have been potato bread. I should mention that this was a different bun than I got with my chicken sandwich.
Sure.
Also, this bun was much better. This bun had flavor. The other bun didn't really. It didn't really add or take away anything from the sandwich. It was just kind of there to hold the ingredients. Really liked this bread. This one had a lot of rich, buttery flavor to it. Ordered this burger medium rare. Dan, I took a risk.
Wow.
And this is before I realized it isn't actually a dive bar. I ordered a medium rare burger from a dive bar, taking my life into my own hands, and it came back well done. This was a well done burger. No pink at all, a little dry, more than a little dry, which was fine because there was a lot of barbecue sauce slathered on this thing to moisten it up. This was by far the best thing I ate.
Sure.
A lot of BBQ sauce on there. Love grease on a burger, though, and there was none. So that was a little disappointing. That said, still really high-quality beef. I don't know if you found that with yours. Like, it just tasted like high-grade beef to me.
Yeah.
Pretty tasty. And a lot of beef. Half a pound is a lot of beef. There's one onion ring on top. Just one single, solitary, lonely
Doesn't
little
seem like enough ring for all that
No.
beef.
And it was a really thin onion ring, too. It's beer battered, so real thin onion ring. Might as well not have been on there.
Sure.
It was pretty much, it had absorbed all that barbecue sauce. No crispness or crunchiness. Didn't really even pick up any onion flavor at all. Yeah, might as not have well been on there. Same goes for the bacon on this, Dan. Not a lot of bacon. Your BLT had a lot of bacon.
Had a lot of bacon on it.
Yeah. This one had, I think, one strip broken in half and placed in the form of an X over the top of the burger. Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a dark guy.
Yeah,
I like
famously.
X's.
Yeah, you like X's, the color black.
Like the people I previously went to WF Cody's with. Yeah. Ugh. I need to edit. I really wish I could edit.
Wait, is going on one date and not enjoying it, does that
Oh,
put you in the category as an X?
You're right. That one doesn't.
Are we revealing
Absolutely
too much?
doesn't. No. That describes one of them
Sure.
to a T, to an X. I picked up a little bacon flavor on there for sure. This was soft bacon. No crispness or crunch to that either. As far as mouthfeel, you can pretty much just taste three things. The bread, which is delicious. The beef, which is dry but still tasty. The barbecue sauce, which is mild and a little sweet. You know what? Pretty good. I really liked it. I was happy to be eating it. I wish I'd just gotten a regular cheeseburger without all the cowboy accoutrement.
Sure.
That's how cowboys talk. Accoutrement.
I don't know how cowboys talk.
It's that French. They love French talk.
Oh, yeah. Giddy up, cowboy.
Still a pretty good burger. Top 5 in town? No, definitely not. I don't even know if it would crack the top 10.
Really?
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty good. A lot of burgers in town.
Andy, there are a lot of burgers in town. A lot of burgers on this menu. Almost went with the Cody Mac. You think that's a play on the Big Mac?
I thought that was going to be mac and cheese.
I wasn't, because it's in the beef section of the menu, so I don't know if it's like hamburger patty on mac and cheese or Play on a Big Mac. Either way, don't know why I mention it because neither of us
Nope.
got it, so it's not really prescient, Andy. I went with the garlic parmesan burger.
The G-Parm.
The G-Parm. I just went for it because, I don't know, don't normally get something like that.
Yeah.
You know, there's only so many burger varietals, and I feel like we've pretty much plumbed the depths here on Springfood Mo. Certainly had a Western bacon cheeseburger style burger before, a la the Western burger. Never had something with garlic parmesan on it, Andy. Bacon, mozzarella, garlic parm sauce. That's all that's on this guy. Came with a little side of lettuce, a couple pickles on that lettuce, which I appreciate. Gotta say, my girlfriend was a little perturbed that the pickles come on the lettuce because it does effectively make the lettuce pickles.
Yeah.
You can't put the lettuce on there if you don't like pickles, and the lettuce just tastes like pickles.
Pickles makes the lettuce pickles.
Mm-hmm. Pickles
wisdom.
does makes the lettuce pickles. Hit us up with a PMTLP in the chat if you agree that pickles makes the lettuce pickles.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. It definitely did, but I put the pickles and the lettuce on mine. Thought it could have used a tomato. Thought my parm garlic sauce on the bottom bun there was pretty good. Definitely made that bottom bun disintegrate, so it was a good amount of sauce. Also had maybe a little more grease coming off the burger than you described. Just from my experience with, once again, the bun completely falling apart. There was some added liquid there. I enjoyed the burger just fine. It is a big fat burger. I cannot really imagine what the pound burger looks like. Like, this takes up the entire bun. There's no more room for it to hang off the bun or anything. I don't know about that pound burger, Andy. And I thought, I ordered this medium. Also didn't have any pink on it. I did have to, put it in the microwave because I let it sit around maybe a minute too long. So that might have gotten rid of the pink. So I cannot.
I doubt it.
I can't grade them on that. The microwave it'll take that pink away. But I thought that this was pretty good. I thought, I think the burger's just a little thick. I think it's a little dry on the inside.
Yep.
There's a couple big juicy burgers in town that I really enjoy. One we had a couple months ago, a little spot called Riyadh.
Yeah.
It's got some big fat burgers over there. Very juicy. I think I prefer those burgers to here. But in general, I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out there and say I prefer a smash burger. I think that's just me. I don't know. What about you?
I like a big juicy.
Really?
I can get down with the smash burger for
I
sure.
like the crispy edges of the smash burger. I'd rather have 2 smash burger patties piled up than the one big honker.
I like my burgers dripping grease, Dan.
Sure.
I want a big old mouthful of grease.
Okay.
And I don't care if it's big or small. That's the main thing that I want. I can go to town on a well done smash burger for sure. That's great. But I really love a medium rare burger. I don't do that very often. Maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
Not really that often since we started doing the show, because I feel like we don't even talk about burger places that often because there aren't that many left to talk about. Anyway, love a big juicy burger is what I'm saying. That's not what they got at this place. Dan, it's time to rate it.
Sure.
I'm really happy with this metric we're going to use. How many rays of East Sunshine are you going to rate WF Cody's? In Rays, as in Rays Lounge, which is another erstwhile dive bar of Springfield, Dan.
Wow.
And also Rays, like Rays of Sunshine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's one of our better ones, folks. If you like that, 142 other episodes for you to check out.
It's one of our better ones, which you can tell by the amount Andy had to describe it. Oh, goodness. Out of 5 rays of East Sunshine, I'm going to have to give WF Cody's. I don't normally go this low.
I know.
But I think I'm going to drop a 2 on them,
Yeah.
unfortunately. However, I'm going to give them 1 extra, Andy. They're getting a bonus one for something I text you, and that is WF Cody's WF Cody's has the best logo in town.
It's
to my
a
mind.
killer
I love
logo.
it. Yeah.
And it used to be better
Yeah.
because the Y used to wear a cowboy hat.
I need the cowboy hat back. I don't know why it ever went anywhere. It's a dive bar with a very slight cowboy theme.
Yeah.
Put the cowboy hat back on the Y, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a full 5 stars.
Yeah.
For right now, I'm going to go 3.
I feel like
because of that
with
wonderful
this,
logo.
That's really fair. I respect your decision.
Thank you.
I feel
About
like
you.
this place. I feel like this place suffers from its reputation. Like
And
it's
lack of
supposed
cowboy
to,
hat.
you hear this place has the best burger in town with regularity, and it's just it's fine. It's okay. It's a dive bar burger at a place that doesn't really have the dive bar feeling, except for the hillbilly looking dude who was eating in there.
Sure.
Yeah, my expectations were high for this. I thought it was going to be really good because of its reputation. And I wonder if I'd have liked it more if it was just some random place rather than a place that's been around for 50 plus years and has been built up. I'm going 2.5. I experienced pleasure eating some of this food. I also am going to echo what you said, that I think if I was there actually eating it in that environment and just watching stuff happen and listening to the sounds of a bar, I probably like it a lot more.
Yeah.
But it's just one of the several dozen places that we've just tried for this show. I'm like, well, that was some wasted money and calories.
Sure was, Andy. Well, speaking of a waste,
Yeah.
what do we got up next, Andy?
I don't know. You tell me. It's been 55 minutes.
Wow, 55 whole minutes
Yep.
here on the live stream. Let's get some 5s in the chat, please. Thank you, chat.
It's going to be, a little longer than that probably, because we dropped that bio segment in, remember? I'm just looking at
yes,
our
of course.
on-air time.
Yeah, obviously. Well, Andy, I don't know. You want to take some questions from the chat?
Sure, if you'd like to.
Let's see. We've got. Let me just get up here on the screen here. William Whitebird asks, "What is our favorite exoskeleton to crunch on?"
Yeah. That's an interesting one.
Exoskeleton. I don't know of many things with exoskeletons.
Because he's a bird?
He's a type of bird, a white bird.
Do birds crunch on
Think of any
insects?
birds that are white.
I haven't done that, but I would. I would do that. I would
Sure.
eat an insect. For sure, would you?
Well, it's just something with an exoskeleton, Andy. I mean, you're only assuming that William Whitebird is talking about eating bugs.
Yeah. I guess it could be, what are they, arthropods? Is that crustaceans?
I had a really, really hard time coming up with a exoskeleton. So the fact that you're even assuming that I would know what arthropod means just flatters me, Andy.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could be wrong about what it means. You're talking crustacean?
No, I believe he's talking bugs.
Okay.
And, one second. Okay, he did just clarify what he's asking what our favorite bugs are.
Sorry about that, William.
Man, I know somebody else who eats bugs.
Oh.
Who would be really good for this answer. Slightly more popular, Springfield-based food guy. But he's not here right now, so I am going to say favorite bug to eat, I guess lobster.
Ooh, that's good. You had a lot of lobster in your life? A little lobster thermidor?
No, I haven't.
This is just hypothetical. You would love to. I mean, I guess fried shrimp is what I would go with.
Sure.
Yeah, love some fried shrimp. Do you have any other questions?
Do we have that? Man, that is a good question in itself. Let's see.
Squinting really hard at the screen. I'm having trouble reading it.
It's really far away.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
It says, when will this be over?
Oh, okay. That's from Real James Woods. Well, Mr. Woods, first of all, big fan.
Love your work.
Especially your recent Twitter output.
Videodrome.
Yeah. Well,
That's
Andy
more
likes
my speed.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. When will this? It's going to kind of have to broaden out on that. If he's talking about the episode happening right now, I'm going to say soon. Mm-hmm. I think we only have, how much time do we have slotted on this bad boy? 4 hours?
We have no direction.
So, okay, well, we've only got 3 more hours of this. And, when will we end it in general? I mean, we've already discussed that, about 13 weeks from now.
Oh, yeah.
The show will be
like
ending
that.
entirely.
Last week of June will be the end of Springfood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next question. Let's see here. What is that saying? Randy Santel asks what our favorite week in June is.
The last week this year, baby.
Hey, I'm going to go with the last week. Andy, wouldn't you know? That's all the time we have for questions.
Okay.
Wow. Boy, this was fun, Andy.
It was.
Really loved being here with you.
Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, cool. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I know we are hard on ourselves sometimes.
Sure.
And that's mostly as a bit. But I can't imagine enjoying watching this. I really can't. I felt the same way when we've been on stage doing this show. People seem to like that too. We've had repeat audience members. Thank you to Kevin and Matt for inviting us to do this. And
thank you to the Southwest Missouri Solidarity Network for everything you guys do. It's very cool that we have something like this in Springfield. I only wish it had been around longer.
Yep.
It's incredible work you're doing out there.
Yeah. Everybody, if you're able to get vaccinated, go get vaccinated because we'd love to do this again in person, maybe, if we can safely.
Getting mine on Sunday.
Yeah. I'm happy for you, buddy. You mean last Sunday?
I'm getting mine the Sunday before this live stream airs.
What?
And boy, am I pumped full of it.
You're so vaccinated?
Oh, my God. I got freaking COVID vaccine up to my eyelids, Andy. They shot me up with so much of this stuff.
I'm getting my second shot in a few days, actually.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that.
Congrats.
Looking forward to that. Anyway, we hope to see everybody in person sometime soon. Thank you so much for watching on video. We're sorry about how we look. You know, it's got to be difficult.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you're listening, we'll see you next week. And thanks again, everyone.
Love you. Bye-bye. Well, that sucked.